is just one of those races I've got to play by ear when I get there.
Right.
But as far as next season goes, Sean O'Brien 50 mile, Badger Mountain 50 mile to get the season started, Indiana Trail 100 just because it's back home. It's going to be a fast race for me, probably my fastest 100 that I'll probably run for a long time. And then after that, it's just nothing but mountain races.
So what do you think, like, what's going to be, give me like one or two of those races that you've named. What are the focuses, you know?
Yeah. So 2 focus races for 2015, because for me, 2014 focus races are over at this point, because Fat Dog was definitely one of them.
And Run Rabbit Run clearly is not going to be your focus.
No. Run Rabbit Run is no longer a focus race, but if I do good, great. If I don't care.
You're going to finish that bitch no matter what, right?
Yeah, I'm going to finish it. So 2015 focus, Colorado 200, UTMB 100. So my first, I would consider it to be my first real international race. I don't count Canada as right over the border. Honestly, at UTMB, I think top 20, top 15, I would really, really like, if not better. But I think top 20 wouldn't be overshooting it. And then, Wasatch 100. That just looks like a brutal race. 26,000 feet of vert and 100 miles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's like
a Nick Clark race. Like,
Yeah.
not the fastest guy in the world, but like just tough as nails.
Exactly. You just got to be tough and brutal terrain, lots of gain. That is way more up my alley. So yeah, Colorado 200, UTMB, and Wasatch. 3 big races, and obviously I've got other races as fillers and for fun.
And if, you'll kind of improvise along the way if you have to.
Yeah, injuries might happen. Hopefully not.
Yeah, right, but you have to expect that as a runner, of course.
Yep.
So back to the race a little bit. What would you do differently next time in your training, nutrition, and your strategy? And what would you keep the same? What did you absolutely nail? And where did you make mistakes, in your opinion?
Nutrition, I would not really change at all.
Eat as much as you can, basically.
Yeah, without overdoing it. I don't even think I would change training. Now, when it comes to the race, though, the night portion, I would just flat out need to run by myself. I lost probably a lot of time running through the night with... this other guy I ran with was fast. There's no doubt about it. The man was a solid runner. But there was a lot of opportunities that I really missed out on in which I could have ran faster and longer with less breaks. And then, obviously the dehydration part, that took a ton of time off as well. Probably cumulative, probably an hour and 20 minutes. And that was, I think, bad luck maybe. Yeah, it was dumb to put on a ton of Body Glide, but that's a mistake I won't make again in the future. And that's a lot of time right there. So just those 2 things alone, wildlife I can't change.
Yeah, that's gonna happen no matter what.
I can't say, I'm not gonna.
I mean, you might, here in Colorado, we've already seen, being here a couple months, we've already seen all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
Like 4 bears, like moose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Luckily, the bear are always running away from us, but...
Yeah.
So, Avery, every trail ultra mountain runner has influences that vary from person to person. Who are the people that inspire you, and what sets them apart from the rest in your mind?
I think for anyone that knows me, the number 1 influence...
Obviously.
Is definitely Killian. He just likes tough races.
And he's just unbelievable. He can do anything. He can win Western States, and it's a fast race. It's like... And then he goes to Hard Rock and freaking sets the course record, and we're just like... we witnessed that this year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Killian... And Killian's someone that everyone looks up to. So it's almost kind of cliche for me to say that I look up to Killian. There's obviously other guys that I think are awesome that I definitely look up to myself. For instance, someone like Chris Vargo, a very fast dude. I mean, he can just kill it. I met him at USAT 50, the national championship, and it definitely, I mean, I had not heard of him up until that race, and he was flying. I mean,
And what kind of course was that?
It had 11,000 feet of vert, but it
So
wasn't.
yeah, not a joke.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
wasn't like running in Colorado though. It was roller coasters the entire time, rather than 4,000 or 5,000 feet up and then back down. So Vargo being one of them, that's not as big as Killian. But yeah. Killian's one of the bigger influences, and getting to see him at Hard Rock break the record was huge.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an insane experience. I mean, just Killian didn't look. I mean, what were we at Grouse? I think it was like 50
Mile
some miles.
58.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw so many guys just drop there
Yeah.
and just like coming in there death marching. Like
Mile 58.
Seb dropped there. I know Dakota rolled his ankle there, and it's just like for us, like it's so inspiring to see all of that, you
Yeah.
know. And it's just like Killian just looked like a madman, like going up that hill, like no pain, nothing.
He makes it look really easy, to say the least. Mile 58 was probably one of the main dropping spots for every runner, whether you were an elite or you were a mid-packer. And Killian definitely, there's a very large climb up switchbacks up the mountain, and I was at one of the higher switchbacks, and I watched him just pretty much trot all the way up the mountain like it was nothing. In which he was actually 4 minutes behind Julian, and ended up catching him within a mile, like it was nothing. I mean, 4 minutes in a mile that's fast. And after that, he was pretty much alone the rest of the race as he went and broke the record as usual. So he's definitely one of the bigger influences, because I definitely aspire to be able to climb as fast as him. That may never ever happen. However, it's good to take his numbers and try to compare mine to his.
Sorry, we have some people dancing in the background, but all right. Well, Avery, it was really nice talking to you once again. I wish you best of luck in the future. That's all the questions I have for you today. Cheers, dude.